All eyes are on COAI. ChainOpera AI has outperformed this month massively, but now we're coming back down. Is this potentially an opportunity to buy the dip? Let's have a look at the data most people are not considering. Because while this is the performance this month, here is the performance this week. COAI underperformed. All of that volatility creates a lot of interest. It's the most viewed cryptocurrency on CoinGecko right now. More clicks than Zcash, more clicks than Asta, and of course also more attention than Bitcoin or Solana has. Now, if you're following this channel, you should know about ChainOpera already for quite a while. The first video was published 24 days ago. Another follow-up video roughly 1.5 weeks ago. So if you don't want to be late next time, feel free to subscribe over here. I publish videos on various altcoins regularly on this channel. Now have a look at this. This is COAI relative to the rest of the altcoin market. So we're not looking at the US dollar chart. We look at the relative performance to all other cryptocurrencies. We had a massive run-up of 20,000%, but now we are consolidating in the last 2 weeks, with lower lows along the way. There are some data points that are not obvious but very worthwhile mentioning. For example, have a look at this. The top 100 addresses on chain made only 1.3% return. The exchanges, however, they made 91% return in the last 30 days. The top 100 wallets hold 94% of the supply. And that's then how that looks like on a distribution chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wallets own more than 75% of the supply. And so really, the price discovery is not organic. It is in the hand of a few key players. Who might be those key players? What exchange is making money here? The answer is Binance. So COAI is listed on the Binance Smart Chain, and we've got in total almost 56,000 holders. And it's interesting that the number of new wallets that interact with the token is actually not growing. Instead, what's growing is the number of returning users. So this is a chart where every bar represents one day. This is the number of new users per day, and have a look at the number of returning users. That's growing very dramatically. Again, showing us that the price is not going up and down because so many people are getting in and out of the token. Instead, it's a current investor base that trades more and more. And with the current investor base, I simply mean the wallets that have been created by the project at the very beginning. There was no organic growth at all. As in, when we look at the chart on the left, we've got the number of wallets that hold at least 250 COAI tokens. So that's roughly $1,000 worth of the token. This jumped up in the very first hour of trading and then continued to rather come down. In the middle, we've got the number of wallets with at least $10,000 worth of the token. On the right, the number of wallets with at least $100,000 worth of the token. But again, it's not necessarily those wallets that dictate where the price is going. It is just the few wallets over here that own all of the supply. Clearly, this is not a natural development. Within 1 hour, 1,000 retail wallets suddenly sold the token. So it appears as if there's a lot of price manipulation involved here. The question is, how does this actually work? What's very noteworthy about COAI is that even though the token ownership is that concentrated, there are still futures on the asset. And I believe it's a perpetual futures where all the money is made. Have a look at the trading volume on the spot market in the last 24 hours. We've got 60 million on BitGet, but on the perpetual futures, we had more than 300 million, more than 5 times the trading volume on the spot market. The perp traders tend to make money with COAI. They go heavily short whenever the price rallies. And then once it comes down, the shorts close their position and they make all the profit. This is a situation that has repeated now 3 times, and there's a good chance we'll see another rally in the asset again, and then another dump once the insiders have opened their short positions again. So to quickly sum up what we see over here, this is the funding rate on the perpetual futures market. So on the bets on the price. We're not buying and selling the asset directly. We're just betting on the price with leverage. When this is very negative, when this is red, then more people are betting on falling prices than on rising prices. And so what's going on here is that the insiders are shorting the token massively. They are betting on falling prices after they have pushed up the token on the spot market to then afterwards sell the token again on the spot market and make money on the perpetual futures. Whenever this turns massively red again, it's time to sell. As long as the funding rate is somewhat balanced, there is a chance of another rally again. And those rallies are massive, right? This was an outperformance versus the rest of the altcoin market of more than 500% in the span of just 4 days. It's a risky game because we can't look into the heads that impact the price. But there is a chance that history is repeating itself yet one more time. Just have a look at how smooth this is. So the shorts happen whenever the price is elevated. The open interest is also the highest at the time, so the amount of bets moves from 66 million all the way to 186 million. And then as the price comes back down, the short positions get closed and profit is taken. It seems like with every rally, the scheme becomes a little bit less profitable, as in the trading volume on the perpetual futures is rather declining. But what we are seeing here, right, with this massively fluctuating funding rate, that's not regular short squeezes. So we don't see necessarily a lot of short liquidations here, right? This is short investors making money on the price reversal. I personally stay away from assets like COAI because obviously they are manipulated. There is a chance that we see another 2, 3, 4x from here, but there's also a chance that those few wallets suddenly start dumping again. I'm a fan of betting on falling prices of altcoins that don't have as much attention. I want to bet on falling prices of altcoins that tend to go down very long term, that simply just have an expanding token supply over time. Now, isn't it fascinating how for most altcoins, the movements to the upside tend to be much faster compared to the movements to the downside. We shoot up and then over a long time we trickle down. Here's the example of Dogecoin relative to the others market cap. So when there's news, when there's a lot of attention, the Dogecoin price shoots up within 1 or 2 days to then come back down over several months. We're seeing the same for the Trump token. We shoot up, this was the announcement of the dinner, and then subsequently we come back down. There is a difference though between Dogecoin and the Trump token once we zoom out. So again, this is Trump relative to the others market cap. So the market cap of all of these smaller altcoins, and here is Dogecoin relative to the others market cap. So while we do have our pump and dumps in both cryptocurrencies, the long-term trend is very different, as in Dogecoin just goes with the overall market. It simply just trades in a somewhat constant range, while Trump tends to long-term underperform. And there is a fundamental reason why Trump underperforms long-term, and that is tokenomics. It's new tokens that hit the market over time. Have a look at the following data. This is the number of Trump tokens that get released over time. We started off with 200 million. Now we are at 363 million. So it's the early investors, it's the team, etc. that cashes out over time. And that selling pressure, those vesting unlocks, that dumping on retail, that's what's creating the long-term underperformance. Now, some people say that markets are efficient and that everything is already priced in, but I don't think those charts show that. There is inefficiency, and we can simply turn this around. Let's say we've got Bitcoin relative to the Trump token. Then we're getting this chart here. So since Trump launched, Bitcoin outperformed the Trump token by 560%. This is how I believe we can make money in crypto. It's not trying to find the one outperformer among all those altcoins that always go down. It's doing the exact opposite. It's trying to be allocated in a way that we make money when the insiders and the early investors make money as well. When they are dumping on the average retail investor, we make money because things like Trump tend to underperform long term. As long as the token dilution continues, as long as new tokens hit the market, this chart is very likely going to go up. I'm making money with that strategy already for 4 years. This is a monthly chart. Had I just dollar cost average into Bitcoin, I would have gotten the return here in light gray. Instead, I got the return in black because I also bet on falling prices of various altcoins. It is a mistake just looking at US dollar charts. Really what matters is your portfolio value measured in Bitcoin appreciating over time? If the answer is yes, you're probably doing something right. If the answer is no, then you might just well stick with Bitcoin and dollar cost average into Bitcoin and stay away from altcoins altogether. The Trump meme coin is just one out of many examples. Most altcoins have an increasing supply, and so here with Balancer relative to Bitcoin, so we go long Bitcoin, we bet on falling prices of Balancer, we can get this long-term chart. The strategy looks quite straightforward. There are a few caveats though. So for example here with the Bitcoin to Balancer chart, we do have a lot of volatility along the way. Where does this volatility come from? It comes from small market caps. There is some token manipulation. There is some short squeezing happening along the way. And the smaller the market cap is, the more volatility we invite. So while the strategy is long-term profitable, we have to be aware of the potential pitfalls as well. And so I made dedicated videos on the topic. How can we actually make money from those inflating altcoins? Most altcoins do poorly and we don't have to find the needle in the haystack. The one altcoin that does well, we can just bet on the haystack continuing to go down because again, the early investors, the VCs, they cash out and they dump on the retail investor. There are two important videos to watch: using perpetual futures on hyperliquid and risk management with relative valuation bets. It's half an hour each, so in total 1 hour of content. And after you've watched that, you know what to do in order to set up positions like this. Now, this here is currently my favorite trade. So this is the position that I will recommend to you once you have joined the premium membership. So you watch those two videos, you join the community. Afterwards, I will send you what to do in order to set up this trade. If you don't make money with that trade after holding it for 1 month, then I'll refund you your membership fee. I'm that confident in the strategy that you can simply just open that position, and if you're in the red, I don't want your money. The fee, by the way, is $125 per month. Again, if you don't make money with that trade, I will refund that. But of course, it's a monthly fee. So I share all of my trades in real time with the premium members. So for example, over here, this is where I closed a short position on the movement token. Move was also highly inflationary. We opened this over here where we were at the upper end of the trading range on a relative valuation chart. So we always look at the altcoin relative to the rest of the market. And then when we make quick gains, when we get closer to the lower end, we might also take some profit and wait until we go back again to the upper end of the trading range. I know at the beginning this strategy can be a bit daunting, but again, there is support in the different chats. There's also moderators that can help with any questions you might have. So feel free to check it out. The link is directly over here. Just click on the screen. It will lead you to the premium website. If it's the very first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish these regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube or see you in premium. Cheers.